everyone. Well, with President Donald Trump's immigration enforcement ramping up around this country, it's caused a ripple effect of fear in Houston and beyond. He's already ordered troops at the southern border, and so far, temporary protected status for a number of communities, including Venezuelans, has been revoked, and there are about 50,000 of them who are living in the Houston area. So let's get more on that portion of immigration and more. And again, we have back with us Chloe Martinez, an immigration attorney with the Gonzalez Law Firm, and Jessica Ramos with the business development portion of this. And ladies, once again, Chloe and Jessica, thank you so much for talking to us about the immigration situation. We talked about a number of different things in our last hour. If you missed it, you'll have it on our website, CW39.com. But let's talk about this one. We have, as I mentioned, 50,000 Venezuelans, for instance, who are here. Yes. And there are a lot of them, everyone at home, that they have learned that the revoking of their temporary protective status is now going to be put in place, impacting individuals on a broader scale. So what does that actually mean?
So it basically means that now we have this group of people, Venezuelans, that are just now more vulnerable to deportation than they were before. After April 7th, they won't be able to renew their TPS, which means they won't also be able to renew their work permits.
Right. And so that's a scary situation for a lot of people who may be watching right now. And then the question a lot of people who I'm seeing as well have said, so what do they need to do? Because are they going to be sent back to their country in that respect? Could that possibly happen?
It could potentially happen, yes, because like I said, they are now more vulnerable to being placed in some type of deportation proceeding. But
even though they had protections beforehand.
Yes, even though they had protections beforehand.
And they're not the only ones. There are a lot of people from other countries who may be dealing with this as well. So that's why today you're holding a big event, right, Jessica? So tell us about what's happening today.
Today we're having a Know Your Rights informational session at our law office. If you're not able to attend in person, we're also streaming it live on Facebook. It's at 6 p.m. At 7151 Office City Drive in Houston, 77087. You come in, we have a lot of important information that we are going to give out, and also we're going to open it up for questions.
And it'll be, of course, you can have English, Spanish, Vietnamese. There are a number of languages that will be offered to translate to help those who may be immigrants dealing with this. Why did you all decide to do this?
We just think, you know, it's so important for people from all over, from different countries that come into the U.S. seeking better lives. We think it's so important for them to understand that despite their immigration status, they also have protection rights under our U.S. Constitution.
Go ahead,
we will have at our event, we will have representatives from all of our practice areas that we have at our law group available to answer any questions.
Okay, now we do have some numbers. Thank you, ladies. We do have some numbers of, there have been an increase daily of people who have been deported. And I know we've got a graphic on that. We can show that as well. And this is the fear of a lot of people who are here. We've already had over 8,000 arrests, over 5,000 deportations. Countries represented 121 different countries, but that's expected to increase. Because of numbers like this, there are a lot of people that you probably talked to who have been calling you. What is the first thing that they're saying outside of, I'm afraid? You
know, aside from them saying, I'm afraid, it's, I'm afraid for my kids. Yes. I'm afraid for what's going to happen if my kids come home and I'm not there. I'm afraid, you know, we have a lot of immigrants that are, you know, they're business owners. They own properties. They, you know, they're making a living. So, you know, the first thing we tell them is come to our, you know, come to our consults. First consult free. And they're able to, in addition to getting immigration, you know, advice, they're also able to meet, you know, with our family law department, so they can get a guardianship for who's going to be responsible if something were to happen to them, who's going to be responsible for their children, who can take over their properties, who can keep running their businesses if they were to be deported back to their home country.
Right. So how can they also protect themselves legally with all of this going on too?
Right, yeah.
So that's the way to do it,
yes,
right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So another question I have for you in the midst of all of this, you bring up the children. I know that this, I didn't prep you on this question, but I do want to ask it. A lot of people are afraid that ICE may be going into schools, or they may be going into churches, which adds another layer of fear. How can we talk to kids, talk to the children, to either prepare them, but also to let them know things will be okay? What are the words that parents need to be using to explain it to a child about what's happening?
Right, and it's so unfortunate because, you know, they're kids.
Yes.
But it's very important that as a parent, you let them know, look, you have rights. Because it's an adult, you don't have to speak to them. You don't have to provide them with any information as far as how you came into this country, what's your current status, what's your parents' status. You don't have to sign anything as a child. A child can ask for their parent to be present at any type of interrogation or at any type of questioning with, you know, an ICE agent at their school or at a church. So it's important for parents to not only inform themselves about what they can do, but also, you know, inform their children about what their children can do when their parents are not around.
Exactly, and thank you for breaking it down like that, Chloe. And before we go, Jessica, one more time, go ahead and mention the event and remind everyone where it's taking place again and the times today.
The Know Your Rights informational session will be held tonight at 6 p.m. 7151 Office City Drive, Houston, Texas 77087, the Gonzalez Law Group. If you're not able to attend, check out our Facebook. We will be streaming it live.
Reminder, it will be streamed live. We can get the information at home at your fingertips as well. And we'll have a link to that on our website, CW39.com. Ladies, thank you so much for your time and explaining all of this, because there's a lot of people concerned about this as well. All right.